Hi, it's Kathleen, and today we're going vintage shopping in Denver, Colorado. We're looking for jewelry. We're looking for homeware. Anything, really. So get your coat on. It's cold, and let's go. Hi, it me. And me here because me did bad job filming talking clips while I was in Denver. Also, you will notice that I am with someone. It's my friend Julia, and she respectfully asked that her face not be shown because she is a woman of mystery, and also she said, and I quote, "When you become a YouTuber with millions of subscribers, I don't want millions of people to know what I look like." Which I was flattered by, but it's probably not something she really has to worry about. Get you a bestie who thinks you're a famous YouTuber. Anyways, the first place we stopped was Tenpenny, and this was my favorite vintage shop that we've stopped at. Sometimes first stop is best stop. This store was just merchandised so choicely, and also it was like 2 degrees Fahrenheit the day that we did this, so there was virtually no one out at the shops, and that's kind of the best. Anyways, enjoy Tenpenny. Next, we hopped across the street to Goldmine Vintage, and this was really cool. Definitely had a Western, kind of saloon-y, burlesque theme. Lots of sweaters. If you like a sweater, you're gonna like Goldmine. Prices were a little bit higher, and it was also super dark in there. I could not see anything, but definitely worth checking out. It's big, so there's lots of options. Taffeta. So far, the vintage dress collections in all of these vintage shops, S tier. Incredible. Tassels. I might look bright on my camera, but I'm squinting to see in this store. I can't see anything. So dark. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that little vintage tour, but our real goal is to get to the Goodwill that's right next door. Also, my lips are extremely chapped because I am but a girl from the edge of the prairie, and this thin Denver air is bad for my constitution. Alright, this is my new house. I think this is the biggest Goodwill I've ever been to, and I feel at home, so see you never. Our next vintage stop was Sewn Denver, and this was kind of like my brain thrown up into a vintage shop in the best way. There was crafting, there was DIY, there was vintage that had been reworked to be more modern. It was really cool. There's also lots of sewing notions, buttons, patterns, including a clown pattern that was unfortunately for children, or else I definitely would have gotten it. Highly recommend this spot. This and the Tenpenny were my 2 favorites. But the real star of the show comes later in the evening, when we go to Garage Sale Vintage, which is a bar and a vintage shop. Does it get any better than that? Roll the clip and we can find out. We were literally the only people in there. I felt like a little kid in a candy store, running around, scampering about, trying my darn tootness to find the clowniest items that I could. after our vintage adventure, that's fun to say, we went thrifting. And honestly, you know I love a thrift store. That's my home, that's my blood. So let's see what we can find. I'm back. Okay, I've been back for a couple weeks now. Sorry. But I wanted to do something special for Valentine's Day last week, and it seemed like y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. I think more of those unhinged, topical videos are in our future. Anyways, I'm feeling cozy today. I've got a bit of a chill in my bones. You ever get that? A chill in your bones? Let's get comfy and I'll show you what I got. I got some amazing stuff. Where is it? Are we sitting? Are we standing? We're standing today. Also, doggone. First things first, we'll talk about the things that I actually thrifted. And we'll start with wood shirt. I'm always looking for these kind of second skin style tops, and they can tend to feel a little bit cheap, but this one is a nice one. It's from BCBG and it's made of like a modal fabric, so it's super soft. And I feel like this wood pattern is just strange. You don't see this every day. I kind of feel like a dryad and or a Groot wearing this, and that's a good feeling to have. It also combines black and brown, which is a fashion rule I love to break. My next two thrifted items are handmade, which is amazing. Actually, three that are handmade. Wait, 4. Oh my gosh, how much did I buy? Somebody spent hours of their life making the sweater vest of my dreams. This pink mixed with this sagey green is such a cool combination, a really interesting color combo. And when I first put this on, I was like, this fit is weird. It's like boxy and sackish. That's not a great way to describe things. But then I was like, wait, that makes it cool. I feel like wearing something equally kind of big and billowy with this, or something more structural, architectural, is a good combination for this. I could not believe this when I found it. And it was like $3. What in the Lisa says ga? Speaking of being speechless when you see it on the rack, this hand knitted sweater with these beautiful little puff sleeves. I just feel really elegant, but also cozy when I wear this. It's very après-ski to me. Not like I ski, but you could definitely catch me reading a book in front of the fire at the lodge wearing this. And this just continues the pattern of someone spending hours of their life to make something super beautiful, and I'm so glad that I get to enjoy it, and at an amazing price. I think this was $6.99. Handmade. Incredible. Okay, so I kind of take it back. This isn't exactly handmade. I mean, it is hand woven in the Republic of Ireland, but you know, like a company made this. This is by Donegal Design, and I just thought this color combo was so cool. It's got tiny beanie syndrome that's so popular these days. And the last handmade item was a souvenir. So you know me, if I'm going someplace, if I'm traveling and I'm gonna get a souvenir, it's gonna be secondhand. But luckily, I find good stuff, including this hand knitted little neck warmer for Gus. These are very Gus colors, if you didn't know. He's a green boy. All right, let's continue with thrifted items. A book. Not the best use of my luggage space, but here we are. And as much as I love the cover on this, I definitely anticipated making it naked. I think this is a great alternative to a traditional coffee table book. A feast for the eyes. It was like $2 or something. Okay, so that's it for all the stuff that I thrifted. Now let's talk about vintage shopping. I think I only got 2 items. First, being something that I've been looking for forever, and I searched all over Japan for when I was there. I have always wanted one of these winter style kimono / chore coats. It's basically like wearing a blanket and looking cute while you do it. And this pattern, big Howl's Moving Castle vibes. And I feel like a wizard when I wear this, but a cozy wizard. Best case scenario would have been to find one that is floor length, but hey, I'll take the short version for now. And finally, this was my like splurge treat yourself item. I found this super cute, almost brutalist star sterling silver ring at Garage Sale Vintage, the bar / vintage store. It is so cool. It's adjustable. There's this little piece of blue, I think maybe glass, inlaid in the center. I've been looking for more like heavy duty statement silver rings whenever I go thrifting, and I was so excited to find this. I feel like this star shape is the shape of my soul. And that's it. When I flew to Denver, literally half of my suitcase was empty because I knew we were going to be doing a lot of thrifting and vintage shopping, and I'm not disappointed by my results. If you like Thrift with Me, if you like this week's video, then you're probably gonna like my future videos, so feel free to subscribe if you'd like. I post a new one every week. And speaking of, next week's video is a doozy. And it's gonna be posted on a Saturday, which I don't usually do. And that's because it's a collab with another thrifty friend here on YouTube. So throw your guesses down in the comments, who's it gonna be this time, and make sure you subscribe and come back on Saturday for that video. With that, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go try and do something with this mop, and I'll see you next week. I love you. Bye.